Hey guys, I'm really excited to show this app to everyone. It has been in development for quite some time, but you're here for the app, not listening to me talk, so just skip ahead and we'll get started. For those of you who actually stayed to listen to me share a few words, so I created the concept in, I think it was March last year. The first idea was done in Blender using the Blender scripting to try out the app, how it would work. I developed the entire document explaining everything, and it was okay, but I really wanted a standalone offline desktop app. Since then I couldn't really find anyone to make one for me, or they would end up doing their own version, but still there was no desktop applications as far as I know to this day. And it's really important for me that it's a desktop application because I wanted the app to be offline, so you can protect and keep your own data. I don't like the idea of you uploading your facial 3D scans to a random website. So it was very important for me that you can use this on your machine offline. It does not connect to the internet. It's completely locally on your machine, and you can use it however you see fit without the worry that your data might be stolen or looked into or anything like that. So over the holidays, I finally decided to sit down, buckle up and learn how to code in Unity to create this app. And although it's not super professional, I am actually kind of proud of it. It does have a professional feel to it. I designed it in a way so you have a feeling like you've been using it forever. So enough with my talking. Let me show you how it all works. Okay, let's get started. So just start the app and it will load up like this, but you can actually use it full screen or resize the window so you can have it side by side next to your apps or slicers or whatever you are working on. So as I mentioned, I wanted this app to give you a feeling as if you've been using it forever, to be very familiar. So it's very easy to understand. On the left side we have everything related to the head scaling, and on the right side we have everything related to the helmets, and on the bottom are our helpers. So let's start on the left side. Let's start with the head style manager. So when you open up the app, you can choose between male and female head. You will notice the values change as you change between the head style, or you can just go ahead and load your 3D scan. So this is my head 3D scan. It's not perfect, but it works. And this was actually one of the main reasons I wanted this to be an offline app that doesn't connect to the internet and doesn't gather any data. I don't want your facial data and your helmet projects to be uploaded anywhere. For demonstrations, we'll just switch back to the male head and we'll just jump over the preset manager so I can show you when you change the values down here, you will notice the head changes as well. You can even go ahead and type in the values here, and if you are wondering what those values are, here is the little how to use button, and it will show you how to take measurements and what the values are. Now when it comes to measurements, we are using the cosplay calipers. I think it was actually Nico from Nico Industries who created the first cosplay calipers. I think it was from foam back then. So I just re-engineered them, added a little thread and lock so you can use them more easy when taking measurements of your head. Let's go back to the app. So this is just a showcase and demonstration of the app. I will do another video on how to actually do the entire process of scaling the helmet. Now I'm just showing you what you can do with this. Okay, let's say you did changed some values of your head and you do not want to like type it in all the time. So you will just go here and type my head preset and save the preset. So what would happen is, let's pretend as if we started fresh. You would open up the app, you would go to the preset manager, and you would load your preset. And you can have as many presets as you want for your own head, for the presets of your friends, your family, or whoever you are working with frequently. So you don't have to put in those numbers all the time, you don't have to take measurements all the time, you just do it once. Okay, so we have our head. Let's jump over to the helmet area. Now you can use helmets and masks and all sorts of things. Let's start with, I'm going to use my Predator Egypt card. In case you're wondering which one that is, this is what it looks like, but I know you are familiar with it. Okay, so over here, the STL file is loaded, and this is your original STL files. It's not a simplified version, it's not an instance, it's your file. No matter how large it is, it will load up in this app, if of course your PC strength allows it. We have here the transform, the rotate, and the scale tools. So you will see that it is a bit weirdly positioned, so we can move it up or down. We can rotate it like this, and it's kind of already close to our head. Now keep in mind we just are using a random head for showcase, but yeah, that's what you can do. You can so move it left, right, you can move it up, down, you can move it back and forward, you can rotate it back and forward, rotate it left, right, or tilt it left, right, and we are now in the, if you messed something up, just go ahead and type in the zeros and it will just go back to where it was. Now we are now at the scaling positions, and for that let me just import another helmet. We are going to use a full helmet. It's going to be easier to show it like this, and as you notice, this is actually perfect. It loaded up rotated, so yeah, you just go ahead and rotate it however you need it to be. Okay, and we are now at the scaling area. You can scale uniformly and non-uniformly. If you're printing a helmet in multiple parts, it's better to just do a uniform scale. If you are printing a helmet in a single piece like this, you can actually play around with non-uniform scale to get a better fit. So you can scale it left and right, you can scale it up and down. Actually, this up and down is now because we rotated it, right? So that would be up and down, right? But we actually rotated this one, and the back and forwards are now rotated. Okay, so, or you can go ahead and do the non-uniform, the uniform scale, not the non-uniform scale. Now, let's say you actually rotated this weird sort of scaling. Here are some, you can actually just go ahead and export this one right away, and it will create an instance of your helmet just with the scaling information applied. But before you export, if you want to check how well this fits, here are some helpers. Now we have the section view. If you slide this, you can see how well it fits next to your helmet. We have different axes like this, and another axis like this. Or here's a little something I added, which I thought was pretty fun. When you click this button, you unlock all axes, and then you can just bring all of them together and play around with those views, maybe get a better sense of how well the parts fit. Now, one cool thing is if let's say your helmet is touching an area of your head, you will notice it in the section view that it's actually intersecting. Okay, so all that in mind, here is another little helping tool, the sizing strips. Those of you who were with me on my Patreon from the start, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, when I made the first model for my Patreon, I released something that back then I called the wireframe cutouts. I have no idea why I called it the wireframe cutouts, but I just did. Basically, they were strips of the helmets that I cut out, and you printed those out, and you were able to put them over your head and see if the helmet would fit or not without wasting too much material. Since then I noticed that a lot of people in the community have accepted well this idea, and it's being used frequently. So of course I had to implement it here as well. So let's say you want to know how well this helmet, I mean obviously this helmet is not a correct scale, but let's say you want to know how well it fits around here. You would just turn on the sizing strips and you will see a sort of glass-like, depending on the axis, a sort of glass-like plane will appear, and you can position where you want this one. And let's say you want to position it like here, and you click preview. So what actually happens is the software tears out the inner and outer parts of your helmet to create this tiny little strip that you can print out. And if you want to test print it, you just go to export. Now it may take a second depending on how large your STL file is, and we'll just name it how it is, strip. That's it. If you wanna try a different axis, let's say like this, or if you want, let's say we want to try it like so, and let's export this one as well. We'll call it strip 2. And as I said, this is already your helmet scaled, so you could have done it before, or you can do it now. Just export the helmet and we'll just say helmet scaled, right? That's it. And that's pretty much it. I'll jump into Slicer now to show you what we have exported. So let's open the Bumble up, and here is our helmet. As you can see, it has this weird scaled shape that we actually did in the helmet scaler. So the cool thing is that you can actually scale it in the app itself, and you don't have to do anything outside or in the slicer after you export it. Now if let's check the sizing strips. Here are actually our strips. Let's take the second one, and first thing you will notice is, let's just position them flat to the bed. You will notice that they are looking a bit messy. See? And you might think that's a problem, but actually it's not, because our slicers know what they need to do. So you just click slice plate and the slicer will fill it up, and we have our sizing strip to print. Okay? So the reason why this is a bit messy is because, as I said, the software is ripping out parts of your helmet and it's trying to recreate them, which is a bit of a difficult process, but you don't have to worry about that. All you need to do is just insert it into your slicer and click slice, and the slicer will fill it up. If for whatever reason you really are bothered by this and you are on Windows, you can just go ahead, right click and fix model, and it may take a few seconds, but the Windows repair algorithm will just repair it, and it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, now let's just dive back into the app real quick, and of course here are the quit app and quit app button and start over buttons. And let's say I was waiting for this one until the end. So let's say you messed up really everything. You messed up the helmet, everything. You have no idea where you are. You just clicked in everything and it's a mess. The start over will actually just reset everything to defaults, and you can literally just start over. I think this is it. I will make a few more videos showing you how to actually do the entire process of measuring and scaling. But for now, yeah, just go ahead and download. It's for Mac and Windows, and since this is pretty much a self-developed app, your system might actually tell you that it's suspicious or something, which is completely normal, but yeah, there are no viruses or anything in there, so you are free to use this app. Yeah, that's it, and I'm looking forward to learning what you are doing with this and how you are scaling your helmets. Thank you.